Hey guys. Okay. I hope this is gonna work. I am recording this and I'm using two different devices. I'm the only one here, but that's all right. I'm gonna record it so it can help someone later, I hope. So I don't have a computer that has a webcam, so I'm using my um, iPad and my computer so I can screen share and share it with you guys, but then my iPad so you can actually see me and hear me. So I hope this is working and I hope you can hear me. I have my speakers off on my computer so it's not creating an echo, so I don't know if anyone can actually hear me, but I'm gonna just go for it. Okay, so the way that I've laid this out is we're going to start with 10 minutes of adding to the network, 5 minutes of deleting old friend requests, 5 minutes to send out form messages and connect with others, 10 minutes to invite, 5 minutes to post to a challenge group, and 5 minutes to create a thoughtful or thankful post. So I'm just going to go through. This is, this Zoom is sort of more oriented for some newer coaches to see how I do my power hour. I know Tanya Jean hosts something that's similar. And I got some ideas from her for this one, but I wanted to share with you guys, I guess, my take on how I do a power hour. So, maybe that's going to work a little bit better for you, or you can take things from it. So I hope this is going to be helpful. Before I get started, couple of things, and I do already have my timer going, so this might be something that you can just watch and then repeat later on. But anyway, so first of all, whenever you're doing work for your business, you should always be tracking it. And it doesn't matter how you're tracking it, but you should be. For a lot of people that's going to be using the business activity tracker, I really like that tool because it's got everything laid out there of what you need to do. And it's a really helpful tool so you can set goals for yourself of the week. I use something a little bit different. I kind of came up with my own, and it's very messy. As you can see, I print a new one of these out every week. And I write down a lot of different things on it, just different things that, pop up or whatever. But I track all my activities using that tracker because that's just what works for me. But either way, you should be tracking it. Another thing is you should be keeping track of everyone that you are talking to and have a running list of what's going on with the people that you're talking to. So for me, I use this whiteboard where I keep track. Oh geez. I keep track of, I guess it's probably backwards, but I keep track of my coaches and what they've got going on. And then this list and this right here is a list of all the people that I'm talking to right now about various things. And that could be about coaching or about a challenge group. It doesn't matter. I just keep track on there. I have their name. I have where we're communicating, so I know if it's email or Facebook or Instagram, etc. And then when I'm going to follow up with them. So every day I look at that list. It's on a whiteboard. I just check it off as I'm following up with people, and that's a really, for me, the easiest way to keep track. I also have an Excel spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of people. If someone says, oh, I'm not ready right now, but maybe in 2 months' time, then I'm obviously not going to keep them on that little whiteboard because limited space, but I can put them somewhere else so that I know to follow up with them later on. Okay, so adding to your network. All right, I'm going to switch over to the computer, so hopefully you guys can hear me and everything works out. Okay, I think it's going. Okay, so for adding to your network, let me get rid of that. There are several ways that I like to add to my network and, go for what's going to work for you. So one thing that you can do is obviously just come up here to the little Friends tab at the top, click Find Friends, and then it's going to give you a list of people that you may know. So I only friend females. I'm at the point where people that I'm sending friend requests to, we might have mutual friends, but they're not someone I actually know. And I'm only interested in talking to girls. I don't need to be sending friend requests to, you know, random guys that I don't know. And my rule is I like to send friend requests to people that we have at least 2 mutual friends in common. So here's someone, we've got 4 mutual friends in common, so I might add her. You know, I just kind of go through the list and look and see. Another rule for myself is I don't add people that, if we have a mutual friend that is another coach on the team, obviously, you know, right here, this Jean, Jessie, who's a coach on our team, is a mutual friend, so I'm not going to friend her because, you know, I don't want to be hitting up a customer, you know, a potential customer of Jessie's. You know, that's not going to be someone I know. Here's someone we've got like 10 mutual friends in common. So I'm going to add her. All right, so that's one way that you can add to your network. Another way is through groups on Facebook, interest groups. I love that Sophie's posts keep popping up. She does such great posts. Okay, anyway, so find groups on Facebook that you are gonna, you know, that are gonna be interests of yours. So I'm a million groups, as you can tell, but you know, for me, I joined, here's a new group that I recently joined. This one's called Horsey Friends. You know, I'm into horses. I teach horseback riding lessons. I've ridden my whole life. So I joined this horsey group. I like to join groups, as you can see over here, that have a decent number of members. I would say at least 1,000 is good, just because, you know, and also go into the group and make sure that people are active in it, because, you know, some groups, there's not going to be a lot of activity going on. And what I like to do when I join a new group, let me find my post, is go in and do, first off, go in and do a little introductory post. And then as people, so here's my post from a couple days ago. So I got 11 comments on it and 76 likes. So what I did was I went through and of course interacted with these people who commented, and then I friended all of them. And then I've also been going through and looking at the people who liked my post and been sending friend requests to them as well. And you can go in and, you know, you can look at their picture and see if this is going to be someone who you think you might want to be friends with. You know, I've been looking at different people on here. You know, it's not always the easiest to tell who might be someone that you would want to talk to or interact with, but it's good to, you know, just go in and add people that are your, you know, have already interacted with you. So they've seen your post in the group, they've seen your, you know, they already liked your post, so you're not just some random person who's reaching out to them, but you're, you know, actually someone that they know of in the group. So that is a great way to do it. And, you know, I definitely encourage people, here's one, I like to go for people who are at least closer to my age range. I'm not gonna, you know, cut out anyone who's older by any means, but I also at this point am looking to connect with people who are a little bit closer to me in age. So that's just for me. You know, it depends on what you like to do and whatnot. But anyway, so when you're in these groups, I mean, be active in the group. Don't just join a group and then, you know, start hitting people up and friending them, because for one, people aren't really going to even know what you're doing or who you are. And second, it's going to seem a lot more random and kind of salesy and whatnot. So I did this poll yesterday of, you know, asking people what their riding discipline is. And I knew this would get a lot of interaction. I got 31 comments on it. So these are all people that I can go in and start interacting with, you know, commenting on their comments on my poll, and sending friend requests that way as well, because I like to, again, like, you know, it's a good way to just start the conversation going. And also just keep in mind too that not everyone is going to allow you to send them a friend request. Some people have, you know, blocks on their page where you're not allowed to. So here's someone who doesn't, you know, she doesn't accept friend requests from people she doesn't know. So that's fine. You know, you're going to encounter that, and just got to go with it. But yeah, so and find groups out there that are going to be things that you're interested in, where you can really, interact and whatnot. Another group that I joined recently is a stay-at-home moms group, because I, have a baby on the way, and once he comes, I'll be, a work from home mom, but still I'll be, at home. And this group is very large and has a lot of interaction going on in it. So it's a great place to network with some new people. Okay, here goes our timer. So real quick, I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. So next that we're going to do is deleting old friend requests. And this is just something really quick that you shouldn't spend a whole lot of time on. But Facebook doesn't like it when you when you have too many sent friend requests that haven't been responded to. Eventually they will block you from sending more friend requests. So how you do it is you go up to the friends thing, click the find friends again. And up here at the very top under respond to your friend requests is view sent requests. So these are all the requests that you've sent already. And I, don't want to delete these ones here at the top, because these are ones that I sent, fairly recently. I believe that's how it goes. But you can just go in and delete people from here. So you just hover over the cancel request, and then you can delete them. So for one, I think it's, obviously it's a good idea to do this because you are, you don't want to get blocked from sending more friend requests. But another thing is sometimes people will see a friend request and they don't, they forget about it or whatever, and they forget to respond, and then they just don't ever come back to it. But if you send them another one, they might then respond to it. So I've definitely had that happen, where someone, didn't accept my friend request, and then later on I see them in my mutual friends and I send them another one, and and then they accept it. So you never know how that's gonna go, I would say. But yes, it's a good idea to always go in and delete requests. And a little bit back to adding to the network, I think it's a good idea to look at people who you think, might be someone you would want to interact with and actually talk to, and whatnot. It's something that I am always aware of is adding people who maybe aren't really going to add any value to my life. I've added some people, and then I start seeing their posts in my news feed, and they're coming up with all these negative posts. And it's one thing, everyone has a negative post here and there, bad days happen, whatever. Not everyone is a coach who's working on personal development every day. So if I see one negative post, I'm not gonna unfriend them immediately. But if it's an ongoing thing of a couple times a week or frequently I'm seeing these negative posts from the same person, then I'm just gonna go in and delete them. That's not really someone that I want to interact with, or would bring any value to my life. And I've tried, trust me, to interact with people like that and try and maybe help them out and bring them up a little bit, and maybe bring some positivity to their life instead of negativity. And honestly, it doesn't really work unless someone is willing to change themselves. Then then it's not going to work. It doesn't matter how much positivity you can send their way. So it's unfortunate, but sometimes you just gotta bless and release, as Mike Ward likes to say. So yeah, so I hope you guys are following along to this video and seeing what I'm doing, and also doing it as well. We've got about another minute of deleting friend requests. I'm gonna just keep on going here because I have sent a lot. If this isn't something I have done regularly and I knew about it, but I just it wasn't something I did regularly. And Tanya pointed it out the other day, and I was like, oh yes, I should probably do this a lot more often, or else I'm going to start getting blocked, because I'm sure these are people that I've sent requests to. I mean, months ago, who knows how long ago. I don't, it's so hard to even remember, because they're people that I don't know, so I don't recognize the names. There's so many people that pop up in your people you may know. And all right, so that is the end of that one. Let me switch back over. Oh, we're doing another 5 minutes, sorry. Okay, so then next thing that I like to do that's really important, I think, is where am I want to go? Is sending out form messages. So if you don't know what forming is, that means you haven't gone through some very important training in the Coach Online office, and I suggest you check it out. But form stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So it means that you are reaching out to someone and basically asking them about them, and asking about their family and their occupation and what they like to do for fun. And then, the message part means you're, sending them, there's like a message to your post, which I don't really do that part of. Later on, then that will be someone that I come back to invite. But I don't like to do that right off the bat. So let me first go up here. Sorry, this is blocking me from my tabs up at the top, so I just have to go. So I keep this message in a Google Drive, and I have a couple different forming messages depending on where someone has come from. So I have, here's just my basic forming message. This is for someone, if I saw that we had some mutual friends. So I just say, hey girl, thanks for the ad. I know we don't know each other, but I saw that we had some mutual friends, and I'm always looking to meet new people, so I thought I'd reach out. Tell me more about you. What do you do? What are your hobbies? Where do you live? I live on Bainbridge Island. I'm into horseback riding, working out, baking, hiking, camping, wheeling, boating, fishing, anything outdoorsy, really. I own an online-based fitness business and teach horseback riding lessons on the side. I'm married and expecting my first child in June. I look forward to chatting with you more. So that's, for me, that's like a good basic little message. It tells them about me and, the things I like to do. I mention that I own a fitness business, but that's it. That's all, that's all that stands there. I will say maybe 50% of the time, just saying that I own an online-based fitness business sparks people to start talking to you about fitness. They'll be like, oh yeah, da, da, da. They'll tell you a little bit about you, about themselves. And then they start talking about their fitness. Oh, I've been meaning to get back into my fitness lately. I really like to do, jogging before, but I've just been struggling with some motivation. Even when someone says that, I'll engage them a little bit on talking about fitness. But again, I don't right away immediately like to jump into sending them an invite to a group. If we continue to talk about fitness and it's a back and forth thing for several messages or several days or whatnot, then I might invite them. But if it's just one little thing, I'll respond, talk about some fitness a little bit, give them a little tip or something, add value to them. But that's it. I leave it there. I don't immediately try to jump into a salesy kind of thing. I think people see that I'm a Beachbody coach, and they probably expect that. And so I don't like to do that right away. So let me see. Sorry, minor. So, okay, so I was part of a pregnancy group as well of moms who are due all at the same time. So I have a very similar forming message. This one just goes into asking about, are you married and how long is this your first child and how far along are you and stuff like that. So I pretty much say the same thing, but I like to cater it to who I'm forming with. And then as far as how I form with people who are new friends of mine. So when you go to your homepage, click friends, and then go to recently added, it's going to give you your most recent people that have accepted your friend requests. So I actually, and what you can do is you hover over it and it just will tell you who you've already sent a message to. So here is my message that I sent out to people in the horse group. It's very similar to my forming message that I read to you guys, just a little bit different. I don't say, oh, we had mutual friends. I say, oh, I saw you in the horsey group, da 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 da. So I'm gonna just send that message to any new people that have added me. I like to wait till after someone's added me to send them the forming message, but if you feel like, oh, you could benefit from reaching out to someone right after you send them a message or send them a friend request, then you can do that as well. All right, there's 5 minutes. Okay. So that is how I like to send out my forming messages. I'm tracking my stuff. I hope you guys are keeping track of your stuff. Like I said, I do. I keep tallies like throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, I can look and count up all my tallies. Okay, so the next part that I'm going to go through is inviting. And I have a couple different ways that I do that. Let me get back to my home page here. So first and foremost, I like to create Facebook events for challenge groups. And I usually do them about once a month. So here's mine that I currently have running. An engaging picture at the top. I think I actually got this idea for this picture from Natalie, right? Maybe, or someone on our team. So don't feel like you have to, create. I mean, obviously I created this image myself, but don't feel like you have to come up with the whole idea. Quick description of what's going on, what the group is, and then this is how I like to invite. Okay, so my inviting process is hopefully not too confusing. It's not confusing to me, but it might be to you guys. So the way that I like to invite is I do it alphabetically. So what I decided when I was a new coach is that I didn't want people to be getting an invite from me like all the time, like every couple of weeks. So I decided that I was going to invite people alphabetically through my friends list, basically. And the easiest way to do that, unfortunately, so one thing you can do obviously is print out your friends list and go through it that way. In order to save some trees, just do this online and kind of keep track of it in my head. So I invite through this Facebook event. I also invite through private messaging, and I like to keep my area, where I'm at in my list, I hope this makes sense, is in two different spots. So for example, right now, when I'm inviting to this challenge group, I am way down in the alphabet in like the, I'll tell you when I get there. I'm like in the S's or the, T's or somewhere down there. My other way of inviting is sending out messages. With my messages right now, I'm currently in the D's. So that means, as I'm sending my messages aren't getting sent to all the same people who are also, people aren't getting an invite to a challenge group and a message from me right now. It's kind of staggered a little bit. So that is where I'm at with that. Let me see. Oh no, I'm a little bit farther down. Okay, so here is, my one way. I like to invite just 10 people a day to this challenge group. I would say for me, sending out messages for challenge groups is more effective. Crap, I didn't start my timer. Okay, sorry guys. I'm gonna just go to 6 minutes. All right, I don't feel that, I feel like messaging is a little bit more, just gets a better response for me, so I don't spend a lot of time on this. So I'm sending out 10 messages or 10 invites a day. She's already a coach on my team. I don't usually invite, I usually I'll invite guys to this more than I will send messages to guys, if that makes sense. So she is already in my group. She's in England, so I'm not gonna invite her. All right, so there is 10 people, so I send those invites. Now, second thing that I'm gonna talk about really quick is when you have an event like this, post transformation pictures in it every day or at least a couple times a week, because anyone who has gotten a invite from you to a group, unless they say that no, they're not going, or they turn off the notifications, which a lot of people don't know how to do, then every time you post in the group, they're going to get a notification for it. So even if they saw your invite and ignored it, every time you post, they're going to get a notification. So it doesn't have to be anything, major or, mine are pretty brief. I got a lot of these transformation pictures from the Epic Dream Team page. So these are people, who are obviously comfortable with sharing their transformation. I've done 2 female ones, so I think I'll throw in a guy's one. This one is really good. So, and again, I'll just say, something brief. Hey, I might post a lot of transformations of women, but there are some awesome programs for guys too. Ladies, do any of your significant others need to get in shape? Something like that. It doesn't have to be, a lot of thought into it or anything like that, but anyone who I have sent an invite to today is going to get a notification. So, 112 people are going to get a notification that I posted this picture today. Okay, so then the other way that I invite, and again, this might be sort of confusing, or this is just works for me. So I click and open up this invite thing again, go to all friends, which is what's going to give you the list of everyone alphabetically. As I said, I am currently in the D names for sending out messages to people. So I'm going to go in and find where I left off yesterday. I always write that down because you obviously don't want to send the same invite message to the same people several days in a row. That's tacky. Okay. So this girl, Diamond Beyond, I think she's someone who liked a post of mine on my like page. So then what I do is I actually open up a second Facebook window. And to get to messages, so I send new message. And here's my invite script. This is sort of, for me, it's basically a mesh of Genevieve Bingham's invite script and Anita Myron's script, and then a little bit of my own stuff in there as well. So the first part of it is pretty much straight from Genevieve's script. It's just, hey, name, how are you? I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but I figured I'd send you an invite in case you're interested. I wanted to let you know that I have an online fitness accountability group coming up on February 15th and thought of you. It's basically for anyone that wants to lose weight, get in great shape, or just team up with others on a fitness journey and get fitness tips, motivation, meal prep, help, and support. Does it sound like something you'd be interested? Would love to have you. So something really, friendly. I don't feel that that's salesy in any way at all. It's just something, hey, would you be interested? People are either going to not respond, they're going to say, yeah, sure, sounds great. And then you can, launch into talking to them more about it. Or they're going to say, oh, no, I don't think that's for me, no thanks. I mean, those are like pretty much all that's going to happen. So anyway, so Diamond Beyond, that was the person that I'm going to send the message to. Obviously, always make sure you go up and actually add their name in and don't send them a message that says, hey, name, because that's tacky. And then just send it out. Again, I keep track of my invites. Sorry, pen not working. Yep, so then what I just do is I go through my list again, and I just go down it alphabetically. So Diana Miller is next. Come back over to this screen, pull up a new message, send her the same one. Quick and easy. This does not have to take a ton of time at all. All right, so that is inviting. We're gonna run out of time, so I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit. So my next thing that we're gonna do is posting to a challenge group. Obviously that is something you should be doing every day, whether it's a group that you run yourself or a group that you're participating in. Also taking some time to post to, the groups that you're interacting with people in is important, the groups that you're a member of where you're trying to add friends. So I have my favorited groups over here. So here is, where is it? My ongoing challenge group. I'm not gonna post again because I already posted this morning. I have my little, thing for daily posting assignments for people. So I usually do it every morning after my workout. Today is Flex Friday, so got my picture up. Yesterday, I shared with them that, hey, do you guys know that you can get free workout tank tops? People, in spite of getting all that paperwork in their challenge pack that says, hey, you can get a free shirt when you complete this, they don't listen to it, or they don't see it, or they forget about it and don't realize that they can get a free shirt for every program that they complete. So, I was letting them know about that. What is another, let me find it. So right now my team is hosting a sneak peek into our favorite workout programs. So my Team Cup team, we created this group to have videos of basically just talking about some workout programs. So, we had Sophie here talking about 21 Day Fix Extreme. McKenna talked about 21 Day Fix. Carrie talked about size. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, get rid of my old, today is my day to post about hammer and chisel since I just finished it. So I'm going to get that link. Do my post here. So anyway, yeah, it's just important that you're interacting in your groups every day. Obviously, definitely with your challenge groups, you should be participating in that daily, but into the groups that you're a member of, at least once a week, I would say, to just get some interaction and find new people that you can chat with. Again, doesn't have to be any real long, lengthy thing. That is mine for the day. Okay, I'm going to, so post to your groups all the time. Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Because it's important to interact. Obviously, I'm sure this is not news to anyone, but you should be going into your your challenge group page and obviously interacting with the other people who are posting in it and all that stuff. So I always make sure that I'm in here commenting. I'm in this group all the time, so I'm making sure that I'm liking and or commenting, usually both, on everyone's posts. So That's really important. Okay. And the final thing is, just spending some time to think about, a post that you want to create, and something that I like to do. I mean, sometimes a lot of my posts just come from me, and they're, just off the top of my head, whatever. Um, but another way, if you're really feeling like you're in a posting rut, is to go to a top coach's page who you like, someone who you think you connect with, who might be similar to you or whatnot, and go back a year or so and sorry, I lost my train of thought. And look at their older posts and basically borrow their posts. Obviously, you're going to customize them and make them your own, but if you go back a year or two, then it's not like it's going to be a recent post where it's going to, someone could potentially see it on your page and then on like someone else's page. Anyway, Megan Ewaldson is someone who I really like. She's in my area. Sorry, phone ringing. She's in my area, and she's a top coach. I believe she was number 3 in the company this year, and last year she had a baby. So I have a baby on the way right now, so that might be a little bit too far back. So anyway, so I can go back to her posts. So up here, if you go to someone's page, you can see recent 2016, 2015, 2014. So I'm going to go to, let's say 2015. So I know she had her baby in, summertime of 2015, I believe is when she had it. So I'm gonna, obviously it's a little bit time consuming. You have to kind of scroll back and look at different posts, but it's a great idea for getting posting ideas, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I sit down at my computer and I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what I want to say right now. and sometimes just looking at someone else's posts can really help either spark something, or you can just, like I said, straight up grab their post, customize it, make it your own. I posted one the other day that was from Megan Ewaldson. It was, it said, what was it? You're so lucky, in quotes. And then it was like, I hear this all the time of, oh, you're so lucky that you're, so looking so good while you're pregnant, or that you have a home business, yada, yada, yada. And, oh, it's not about luck. It's about, hard work and dedication and making sacrifices and all that kind of stuff. So that was a post that I took from her. I pretty much copied and pasted it. I customized it to make it true to me and, my voice. And, she has 3 kids and I don't, obviously. So I took that part out. But yeah, so here's like different levels of modification featuring 8.5 months pregnant Megan and Megan from 9 months ago. So here she is, like, showing modifications of her workout as she's pregnant. Something that I can definitely do in the future as I get more pregnant, because I definitely have to do that. Anyway, so find, someone that you like and you feel that you kind of connect with, and then you can, viral posts from them. Okay, so that is the timer. I guess I didn't go over my time. I'm gonna end my screen share somehow. Oh, stop share. Sorry, I'm new to this whole thing. All right, so that's a basic rundown of my power hour. I also, in my power hour, do follow-ups. I know you guys have all heard that the fortune is in the follow-up. But I think it's really important and really vital. So definitely add that in there. I didn't really do that today with you guys. But that is a way that I do that. I also spend some time in my power hours doing some inviting on Instagram as well, because that has helped me a lot with sending out invites to the coaching opportunity. which I didn't really talk about here. I like to do 2 power hours in a day where I am focused more on Facebook and, inviting to challenge groups. And then the second one where I, I'm not necessarily not on Facebook, but I spend more time focused on Instagram and I do more inviting to the coaching opportunity, and all that. So it helps me sort of get out double the invites and, yeah. So that's how I do it. If you guys have any questions, then feel free to reach out and ask me. I'm happy to help you guys out. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope this was helpful to some of you new coaches.